Ukrainians have opened up a brand new offensive in the Kursk Oblast. This is the first time since August that Ukrainians have opened up any kind of offensive, and we're getting a lot of information in, most of it coming from Russian military channels, and I wanted to break down everything because there's definitely a lot of questions, a lot of things happening right now, and from the Ukrainian side, we're not really going to get much information, and they're not giving us anything as of yet, and so once again, a lot of stuff's coming out. I figured let's break it down. Even though I'm sick as a dog, this is such important news that I wanted to make a long form video for you. So the official information first started coming out from Russian Telegram channels saying that there's been a lot of Ukrainian movement. Days prior, there was some information on Russian Telegram channels saying that looks to be some kind of buildup in the Kursk Oblast. And so it was just a matter of time until Ukrainians actually kind of started moving forward, which started officially today. Ukraine's head of counter-disinformation announced that Ukrainian troops have attacked Russian forces in several directions in the Kursk Oblast. That is all we got from the official stuff from the Ukrainian side. Then we started hearing things from the Russian Ministry of Defense and then stuff from them Russian military bloggers. Now, the Russian military bloggers seem to give a lot more real information than, say, the Russian Defense Ministry, who only put out really a little bit of information saying that a new Kyiv offensive is underway and that the Russian troops have repelled two offensives conducted by Ukrainian assault groups. Now, realistically speaking, they got one thing right. Yes, they launched an offensive. But from what we've been seeing from the Russian military channels, at least from the military bloggers, that's not true in the terms of that they've repelled everything. Because Ukrainians are pushing through and they're using a lot of different techniques. You see, you got to remember something, that Russian military bloggers, as much as we don't like a lot of the propaganda they put, sometimes they actually put out some verified information. And so I want to read for you what they're saying in the Russian military bloggers channel. This one I'm looking at here, I'm going to spell it out for you. You can look it up for yourself. It's VCHK-OGPU. Now, this one is usually tagged along with Russian intelligence. And I have to say that in what's happening here is kind of what I've been seeing in pictures and videos that have been put online. And by pictures and videos, I'm not talking about actual stuff from the battlefield. I have not seen really anything verified from the battlefield. Pictures and videos are screenshots from other Telegram groups. And so this one right here probably gave me the most information that I can confirm with other things that I've been reading online. So according to this channel here, Ukrainians started their offensive in Sudha. According to their information, Ukrainian forces started to advancing just northeast of Sudha. Now, Sudha has not been a stronghold. I mean, Ukrainians have been holding it for a while, but the buildup for that area has only really been happening for the past week and a half. But since August, Ukraine has been able to hold on to this part of Kursk. Now, according to the Russian Telegram channels, they've confirmed that Ukrainians have taken at least one village, Berdyn. This town is once again just northeast of Sudha, and from the looks of it, Ukrainians are pushing forward and they're gaining more and more territory. So how is Ukraine able to do this? Well, the Russian military channel is actually explaining it a lot to us in great details. So they're doing these attacks along the Sudha-Kursk highway and then using other key directions, using them as like a push-out form, something that you can kind of see on the maps that we've been sharing with you. What they're using is what's called a shuttle technique or tactic, in which they're taking Bradleys, loading them with Ukrainian soldiers, pushing them into a certain direction, unloading them, turning those now Bradleys or shuttles back towards the city, loading more and going back and forth and just unloading men. And because Russia doesn't really have much resources up there, there's really nothing to stop them. I mean, there's artillery up there, but Russia doesn't really have too many tanks or other kind of armored vehicles. So Ukrainians are able to get forward, put men out. As they're pushing forward, they're going back to get more, and then there's unloading fresh men right in front of that next group as they're pushing and pushing. But they're also doing it with another thing going on, and that is jamming everything Russia has, whether it be radio and drones. They're just jamming everything as fast as possible with the equipment they're putting out there. So, as Russia is explaining here, at least the military bloggers are saying here, and I want to read the quote for you. The Ukrainian military operations in the Kursk region are highly concentrated, overwhelming Russian artillery. Additionally, during the offensive, all radio frequencies and even the internet are being jammed. As a result, Russian drone operations are powerless, while the Ukrainian electronic warfare is active. Launching drones is futile, meaning that there's nothing the Russians can do. They're being overpowered at this very moment. As that's happening, we're also seeing different kind of equipment being sent forward, such as demining equipment, because Russia did mine up the entire area to stop something like right now what's going on, but clearly it's not helping. We also got some verified information from another Ukrainian Telegram group. This one is called the Bakhmut Demon. They're pretty well known, and they reported that they captured Russian drone operators, adding that the Russian defense is beginning to collapse. Quote unquote, the guys are moving strong there. The Russians are breaking apart. The morale is at rock bottom. That aside, we still got a lot of different reports we cannot confirm. Some reports are saying that Ukrainians are taking heavy losses. Not from what I'm seeing. I mean, in the Russian Telegram groups, it looks like the Russians are the ones not taking losses, but are backing up, knowing that they're being overran. And we don't even know their casualties at this time. So it's kind of, everything's kind of up in the air. There's not enough information. But what we do know and can confirm that, yes, this offensive is underway. Ukrainians are pushing back the Russians, overpowering the Russians by different techniques, and they're doing it with style from what I'm reading online, because that shuttle technique is something that I don't think Russia was prepared for at all. And yes, it's been used before, but I think this is the first time we're actually hearing Russians talk about this technique in a way that they've never seen it before. When it comes to the Ukrainian side, I really don't have much information for you. I've got that one quote from the demons. Outside of that, I mean, whenever Ukraine does any offensive, they usually have a media blackout. They don't want their soldiers talking. They don't want people giving information, because then that stuff can go public, and then from there, it gets put out there. Russia learns about it, and they kind of counter it. But the stuff that's on the Russian Telegram channels are things that I'm sure the ministry already knows. That's why I was telling you it. It is interesting to see how Ukraine is pushing forward, and since Russia is really not equipped in that area, they can go for quite a while. And when you go to deep state maps, there haven't been any updates as of yet. Obviously, they're going to wait until later to see what happens there. But from what we're seeing, Ukraine may have taken at least 10 square miles quite easily, and then just kind of keep pushing back the Russians. We obviously won't have confirmed numbers yet. That is mostly just based upon what we can see on the front lines. And I mean, outside of that, I wish I had more information for you. This is definitely something that no one expected. I mean, we knew that Ukraine was preparing for something. There had been rumbles kind of going on saying that they were waiting for winter when Russia kind of wouldn't expect it. But I really don't think anyone expected this. Well, let me know your thoughts about all of this in the comment section below. I will be sure to keep you guys updated. This is clearly something that's going to be big for the next week and a half. Hopefully, Ukrainians can keep pushing forward. And a lot of people are asking me, why would Ukraine even do this? Well, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that if Trump is going to come in and definitely stop where everything is at the current line, the more land that Ukraine can take in Kursk, they can use it to bargain to get more land back in Ukraine. So that's just my guess right there. But once again, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And if you haven't done so yet, please follow, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I will be bringing a lot more long-form videos to this channel. I've just been really sick. We did 15 days of antibiotics to get rid of my laryngitis, and then I got sick again. I'm still dealing through this. I don't even know what this is, but I'll be sure to keep you guys updated. So please be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. As always, I'll see you guys later.